When Lamika and Anthony met as teenagers over 11 years ago, there was nothing but love and laughter in their life. But now, after 4 years of marriage and 4 children together, Lamika says that the love and laughter has turned to cheating and chaos. But she says she's still willing to try to work out her marriage.
When Anthony gets drunk, Anthony intends to tell me how he done slept with this woman, slept with that woman, and how it felt, and how they did it, and where they did it at.
She liked to do disappearing acts. Like, for instance, one time she had car trouble. She was brought down out of town in a hotel for 3 days.
Yeah, that's
that was her story. Excuse. That was the excuse she came up with while she was gone for 3 days.
Anthony says he is through with Lamika, even though she wants to save this marriage. Can Judge Lynn make them see the truth? Today on Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Lamika Banner and Anthony Bergen. The two of you have been married for 4 years. You do not want to be married anymore. You two have 4 children together as well. Mrs. Banner, you are here seeking $1,800 from Mr. Bergen because it's the value of a car that you say he destroyed, and we will talk about that momentarily. Interestingly enough, though, Mrs. Banner, you want to remain married.
Yes, ma'am.
It is Mr. Bergen who seeks to end this. Before we get there, I'm going to start with you, Ms. Banner. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your marriage and why you, what problems you're having and how why you're seeking to save it?
Okay, Your Honor, I've been with Anthony Bergen since I was 16 years old. So I've been with him 11 years and married to him 4. Well, I have 4 kids by Anthony. Anthony cheated on me. Like the day after we got married, Your Honor, Anthony cheated on me. Like I got married October the 9th. When I got married October the 9th, on October the 10th, it was a rumor going around. It was about a little girl that was supposed to have been his, a baby. He told me that it was not true at all, Your Honor. Well, once we got married October the 9th, October the 10th, he gonna tell me, in fact, indeed, he knew for a fact the little girl was his.
Mr. Bergen, did you wait till after you got it tied up and tied in to tell her about the baby?
No, Your Honor, I remember I told her like 2 weeks before we got married that it was a possibility that I did have another baby on the way.
On the way. So while you two were dating, while you two were engaged, you actually got somebody else pregnant?
Yeah, we was living together at the time while we were dating. And
I was at work.
You were living with somebody else?
I was living with Lamika.
With her?
Yeah.
When you got someone else?
Yes.
Got somebody else pregnant.
And I was at work, Your Honor, trying to make ends meet for my family, trying to pay the bills on my behalf, trying to do the right thing. I called my boyfriend up, my husband, and he's at his sister's house. So I'm thinking, everything's okay. Mm-hmm. No. When the baby story really came out and he told me it was the truth, I asked him where it happened at. He said at the park. Your Honor.
At the park?
At the park. At the park.
I ain't had nowhere else to go. Couldn't bring it to the house.
Well, the next day, Anthony goes out and Anthony cheats with a random young lady. Gets drunk and tell me about it.
Oh, wait, 48 hours into the marriage?
Yes, ma'am. And tell me he wasn't for sure if he wanted to marry me or not. Yes, ma'am. 48 hours into the marriage, he went and had sex with a
Mr. Bergen, I'm
random
going to give you an opportunity to respond to that because I'm not going to believe that. You tell me what to believe.
Well, honestly, when we first got married, I got married for the simple fact I didn't really trust her.
What do you mean you didn't trust her?
Because she the type of person, she liked to do disappearing acts. Like, for instance, one time she was gone for 3 days and I couldn't get in touch with her. And by the time I found out where she was at, she said she had car trouble. She was brought down out of town in a hotel for 3 days.
Yeah,
that was her
story.
Excuse. That was the excuse she came up with while she was gone for 3 days.
What were you doing while you were gone for 3 days?
Yeah, I don't even know what he's talking about.
You never happened?
I don't even know what he's talking about. He ain't had no facts whatsoever to be non-trustable of me. Nothing. I never gave him any reason.
Any reason. Mr. Bergen, you say Ms. Banner is psychotic because she chases your girlfriends about.
Okay, for instance, one time I got other kids by another lady, and they was at my house one instant. She came to pick them up. So I'm at the car talking to their mother, you know what I'm saying? I had to give her the book bag and their medicine. And I don't know what she thought we was talking about, but soon as they left, she jumped in her car and chased my baby mama down the street, acting like we about to hook up or something.
Did you chase one of his baby's mothers down the street?
Your Honor, I admit to that. I sure did. But the reason I did it is because when Anthony gets drunk, Anthony intends to tell me how he done slept with this woman, slept with that woman, and how it felt and how they did it and where they did it at. So what else I'm supposed to do?
Another
You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
No, Your Honor, listen to me now. He sit there, now I'm upstairs asleep the day after I have our little girl. Upstairs asleep now. He's sleeping with a girl downstairs in my recliner, in my domain. You understand what I'm saying?
Right out of the maternity ward?
Yes, ma'am.
That's not true. That's not true, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Did anything similar to that occur?
No, Your Honor.
So there was no infidelity right after she had your baby?
That happened
Maybe.
and with
That's
the
a
other
direct
girl.
question. That's a direct question, Mr. Bergen.
Yeah.
That
There
happened.
was.
Yeah. That was about 2 months after we.
No, 2.
Mr. Bergen,
On October 11th, you know for a fact, Anthony, that you went and slept with that random girl, and as soon as you got drunk, you sat there and told me about it. Sat there and told me about it, how they did it, everything.
tell me
And
about
how
the
it
time.
felt.
Tell me about the time he called DSS on you.
He sat there, me and Anthony had separated.
Now, you know
Anthony
that's-
was mad because I was not talking to Anthony. Anthony felt like everything that stood behind me or beside me should fall. So then when I wasn't talking to him no more, he called DSS on me. When he called DSS, he made up so many lies on me. They came out. When they came out and he had to actually tell them that everything was a lie, it made him look stupid, Your Honor. Because he had to literally tell the lady that he sat there and made up them lies on me to get my kids taken because he didn't feel like that my kids deserved to be with me. They should be within a foster home because he was no longer living in a household.
When divorce court continues, what will Anthony's reason be for calling DSS on Lamika?
What was she doing that you felt was so inappropriate?
And later, Anthony's mom weighs in on the testimonies.
She's a drug dealer. That's why my son is accusing her of these drugs.
Divorce court is back with the case of Lamika Banner, who says she wants to save her marriage despite her husband's cheating ways. But is Lamika contributing to the downfall of this marriage as well?
This female is so psycho, she put fake charges out on my mama. Now, I never called DSS. Now, we done had several different times where people was just calling DSS on us, telling our kids
No,
to
Your
run
Honor.
around with no clothes on
No,
while we
Your
both
Honor.
at the house. While we both at the house. And for 2, we wasn't getting along, and maybe I didn't think my kid, she was suitable with my kids staying with her at that time, but I would never call DSS, period, point blank.
What did you do about it? If you felt that they weren't in an appropriate environment, did you do something?
I couldn't do nothing about it.
You couldn't do anything about it.
Not really. She wouldn't let me get them. I
Why
tried
did
to,
you think she wasn't? I mean, so far, you've looked pretty scandalous. What was she doing that you felt was so inappropriate?
It was her lifestyle. I mean, it's the stuff she was doing. It was
Tell me about her lifestyle.
the babysitter that she had watching my kids had gave my kids a bath and put washing powders in the
Your
water
Honor.
as
He sat there and
bubble
literally called the
bath. Talking about
police
his
on
bubble
me
bath.
and told them that I was in possession of drugs and etc. The police said they felt like Anthony was harassing them and wanted them to harass me.
Did you call the police and tell them that she had drugs on her?
No, ma'am, I never did.
That is a
something
lie,
like
Anthony.
that.
You know for a fact he did.
Your Honor, let me tell you, this female is so psycho. She put fake charges out on my mama, and this supposed to be my wife.
Yeah,
Tell me what happened.
For instance, one instance, I wanted to go see my mama, and we had got into it, and she went uptown and took an actual warrant out on my mama and said for child neglect on one of our kids.
Did you do that, Ms. Banner?
Your Honor, yes I did. But
Explain
And
the
my mama lost her job
circumstances.
behind it.
the reason why I did that, Your Honor, is because his mama don't feel like neither one of my kids belong to him. And I feel like if they ain't none of your grandkids, you don't need to be putting your hands on them. If you
Wait,
deny
like
them in the
spanking
street,
them or something, or-
yeah.
or
If you
punishment?
denying them in the street, don't put your hands on mine.
This the
Well,
grandma.
since we're talking about mom, let's talk to mom. I
Yeah,
understand
woo.
that she's available by Skype. Oh, you didn't know? You didn't know now. Mrs. Dean? Mrs. Dean, can you hear me?
I can. How you do?
I'm fine. How are you, Mrs. Dean?
I'm fine, thank you. Okay, now she done put this here out there. She's a drug dealer. That's why my son is accusing her of these drugs. And that you ain't supposed to appreciate that. The time that she said I put my hands on that child was not even in my house. Haven't been around here. She is such a that I will not let her children come here. And no, those my grandchildren, them 4 children of hers do not belong to him. Ask her for a DNA test. I bet you won't get one.
Mrs. Banner wants to stay married to Mr. Bergen.
No.
No, Your Honor, hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Your Honor. You see that woman on TV? You see how she look? That's the psychotic drunk right there.
Well, no, let's
no engagement.
Mrs. Dean.
That's it down.
Mrs. Dean, hang on. Mrs. Dean, thank you very much for your input.
I told you she ain't right.
When divorce court continues, did Anthony hold Lamika's life in his hands?
I done died on their table. He still didn't care. That day he showed up to the hospital drunk too.
Divorce court returns with the case of Anthony Bergen, who wants to divorce his wife because he says he doesn't agree with her lifestyle. But is Anthony's violent temper also a factor in this divorce?
He sat there and called my phone 3 times, and just because I ain't answer, he sat there and busted my windows and tail lights out my car.
Ms. Banner, we just talked about Mr. Bergen right after you had a baby, having sex with another woman in the house with you there. And we've talked about him calling, DSS on you, all of that. Why do you still want him?
Because I feel like, Your Honor, and I know it sounds a little stupid, but I feel like my kids deserve to have both parents in the home. But to be honest with you, I'm tired of his drinking. He ain't nothing but a drunk, Your Honor. He don't do nothing but come home, be verbally disrespectful, spit on my floor, throw ketchup on the wall, and say, clean it up. And when I ain't doing nothing, Your Honor, he's just evil.
You've told me that he is controlling, and you mentioned some things to me that I thought that were extreme, and I wanted you to tell me about them. First, tell me about the baby.
Okay, Your Honor, I was pregnant. I had already had 3 C-sections at the time. They had informed me that I shouldn't have this baby because it had took a toll on my body for having so many C-sections back to back like I was doing. Well, they informed Anthony that it was not a good idea for me to go through with this pregnancy. I should have abortion. Anthony decided that ain't what he wanted. 2 months, my baby was born early, Your Honor, due because I had preeclampsia, severe preeclampsia. It had shut my whole body down.
Right.
I done died on their table. He still didn't care. That day, he showed up to the hospital drunk too.
Mr. Bergen, why don't you tell me about that circumstance?
Okay, the time that she talking about, I the one told her after the 3rd baby to go ahead and get her tubes tied. She the one wanted to leave her tubes untied. It took the 4th pregnancy for her to go ahead and get her tubes tied. And she is the one controlling.
But Your Honor, he wants me to stay fat and pregnant. Barefooted, fat and pregnant, and stay at home. I'm not entitled to do my hair. I'm not entitled to do anything. Anthony's not supportive of me whatsoever.
Well, tell me, you told me that he didn't want you to go to school.
He did not want me to go. I want to go to school. If I say something about going to school, why you didn't go to school when you were younger? Why you gonna wait now? You got 4 kids to take care of. You don't need to be taking care of. You don't need to be going to school now.
You don't want her to go to school?
I wish she would go to school and do something. She don't do nothing but sit at the house.
Your Honor,
she's
that's
lazy.
what he say now.
She's lazy. She
that's
don't
what
do
he
nothing.
says now in front of you.
Yeah, why don't you tell me what the final straw was and why you believe you should get $1,800 for the Mercury?
The final straw was one day Anthony called me. I was in the shower, Your Honor. In the shower, trying to get clean. He sat there and called my phone 3 times, and just because I ain't answer, he sat there and busted my windows and tail lights out my car.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. So why is it in the dumpster now?
No, I busted the tail light out of my car. I didn't break the window.
No, he was supposed to park his car at his mom's.
Why did you bust the taillights out?
Okay, we did get into an argument one night, and I was jealous about something.
He challenged Your Honor, that's all
I broke
it is.
the tail light out, and I did it up the car.
He tore up the car, and that's the reason why I had to take it to the crusher because they said it was too much damage to the car. It costs more to fix it.
But you say, whose name is the car in?
Hers. It was in her name,
I'll
but
take
Your
care
Honor,
of every last one of my kids, Your
you
Honor.
heard she
He
said
don't
that
give
I
me
broke.
one fruit, one
She said I
apple.
broke a tail light and
He
I broke a
works
window. I broke
every
a
day.
tail light. Now that don't make
You
a
broke
call.
the three
That don't-
tail lights, the blinker,
that don't
the
make
two
the-
back lights,
that don't make
and
the-
you sat there and broke
Okay, so the car
mirror.
still drive. The car is still drivable. That don't cause you to go crush the car because I broke a tail light.
I got you.
When divorce court continues, can Judge Lynn convince Anthony to change?
Mr. Bergen, you have no moral code. You really, really don't. You do what you want, when you want. You don't care for anybody. You're cruel.
Divorce court returns with the case of Lamika Banner, who is trying to save her 4-year marriage to Anthony Bergen, with whom she has 4 children.
First of all, I can't imagine why you would want to stay married to him.
No,
There's no... He brings you no good. He brings you no light. He sucks the air out of the room. I know you have children together. I get that part. But it seems to be such, not a dysfunctional relationship.
30 minutes and you figured that out?
Stop, no, listen, but a destructive relationship. You are actively doing each other damage. And
Yes.
you damage him, he damages you more. And all that damage has shrapnel flying off of each of you, and it's shredding up your kids. And you cannot live like that. And you can't make them live like that. And I know women, we imprint on a guy and we want to keep him, we want to make it work. But it is darkness in your house. It's cold, and you have got to put it into it. Mr. Bergen, you have no moral code. You really, really don't. You do what you want, when you want. You don't care for anybody. You're cruel. I want you to feel badly about what you've done, only in an effort to feel better about who you're going to be tomorrow. That's the only reason that I did it. It doesn't fix you. It doesn't help you unless you acknowledge what the problem is and decide to be a better person. Do you see what I mean? And for your kids, I'm not asking you to be the president. Not asking you to be, just be a better person, a person who died. When you kick your wife, you kick the mother of your children, you kick your kids. And you can't keep picking and destroying her without doing damage to your children. Be a better person. Be a better person. Don't be what your environment allows you to be. You be the man that you want to be that is better than the environment that you might happen to live in. Now, Ms. Banner, you have to make better decisions yourself. You right up in there. You did wrong, you got wrong, you're gonna get wrong, and you're gonna get angry and you're gonna get upset and all that kind of stuff. You've got kids to be with. Make better decisions about, birth control, your body, and who you pick and what you do, and more importantly, what you don't do. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I don't know what happened to the car. I don't know whose fault it was. I find it hard to believe that you would have to scrap a car that you just banged on. That's his point, and I do believe him, so I cannot award you anything. All I can say is best of luck to you, and best of luck to your children. There will be no recovery in this matter. It is so ordered.
All rise! Parties may leave the courtroom.
Lamika says that she and Anthony separated 2 weeks after returning from divorce court when she came home to find him passed out with the kids playing in the tub. She plans to move on without him after remembering what Judge Lynn said about Anthony destroying her and her kids and her need to make adjustments for the sake of her children. She also reveals that her mother-in-law now allows her grandson in her house after a DNA test confirmed that Anthony was his father.